Hello and welcome to the day 3 video of the first PowerPoint. This is Wednesday, April 1st if you're doing one a day, so happy April Fool's Day. It is also Bowtie Wednesday. Let's see here. So today we are moving on with cell structure and function. On previous videos and previous days we have looked at the hierarchy of cellular structure, and then we also looked at the cell theory. So today we're going to be looking at the cell structure and function, how the cells are put together, and what all of the different organelles are inside that help them to help the cells to do their jobs. Life 14.4 is the first benchmark we're going to be looking at. Students are expected to be able to compare and or contrast the structure and function of major organelles of plant and animal cells. So time for you to think critically. What is this benchmark asking you to do to be responsible for knowing? Also, reflect on a time when you learned about this benchmark. Notice that it is a 6th grade benchmark, so it's probably 6th grade when you first talked about this, but we've talked about organelles a little bit this year as well as in 7th grade. So, think critically on the parts of a cell. Reflect on the cell. Note the differences between plant cells and animal cells. We've talked about a few of the differences in class so far this year. Reflect on the parts of the cell, their functions, and if they're found in an animal cell, a plant cell, or if they're found in both an animal and a plant cell. Now there is a Word document found in Schoology. It's organelles. It's an article and video. There'll be a passage and a video to complete, and assignment number 6. Actually, I believe this is probably number 5 and number 6. It looks like number 6 and number 7 on the worksheet, but I believe they're number 5 and number 6. So assignment number 6 is going to require you to answer questions from both from the passage and from the video. So make sure you're reading the passage and you're watching the video and getting information from both of them. Assignment number 6 is going to require you to. Now on this slide, we see organelles, parts of the cell. Our learning objectives are to list the main organelles that are found in a eukaryotic cell. Remember that you and I are eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotes are going to be multicellular organisms as opposed to prokaryotes, which just have one cell. Define the role of a ribosome. We talked about those last year in DNA translation and transcription. Describe the functions of the mitochondria, the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER. And there are a couple of kinds. There's the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Find out about those. And then the Golgi bodies, or the Golgi apparatus also. Also, you need to explain the function of a vacuole and a lysosome. So there's a bit to do in here. So it says down here, do brains have the same internal structures as your other cells? Yes, although brain cells look quite different from your other cells, they do have the same internal structure as your other cells. They need the same structures because they need to perform the same tasks, such as making food and obtaining energy. In this section of the video, we're going to be looking at, or the section of the PowerPoint rather, we're going to be looking at the different organelles of the cell. Now there are a couple of different types of cells. As we'd mentioned, there's the eukaryotic cells, that's like you and me, multicellular organisms. Then we've got prokaryotic cells. While they are different, they do have a lot of similar bodies and similar functions in them. So go ahead and read through these to go ahead and tell the difference. Note that in the eukaryotic cells, they liken it to the cell to a factory with all of the different organelles inside the cell having different jobs in order to produce a certain outcome. Much like a factory, you've got all sorts of different people working in the warehouse on the assembly lines in management, and they are all working together to go ahead and bring a particular product to put it together and bring it to the market. So kind of think about how a eukaryotic cell is kind of like that. And then, as we were saying, prokaryotic cells are a little bit simpler. So go ahead and read through that information. Some other organelles we're going to be learning about is the nucleus, the mitochondria, the vacuoles, and the lysosomes. Again, these are talking about the different types of jobs that they do inside the cell, much like different people do different jobs within a factory cell. Ribosomes are another one that we're going to be talking about. The endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER, and then the Golgi apparatus, or the Golgi bodies. Golgi. All right. Then we come to our summary page, talking about what the different jobs of the different organelles are. Here we have a drawing showing the comparison of the plant cell versus the animal cell. Notice what's the same, what's different. Also, you have a video here to go ahead and watch, and that will give you some information that you're going to need to complete the next portion. Your assignments for Wednesday for day 3. Use the resources, the passage in the video to answer these questions, and please title the assignment Cell Organelles and Their Function, and remember to put your name and period number on there. What are the functions of the endoplasmic reticulum? What is the function of the Golgi apparatus? What are lysosomes? What are their functions? Notice that some of these are multiple part questions. What is the function of mitochondria? Why do we have them? What do they do? Explain the difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Again, what is a lysosome? And explain why it is important. You need both parts in there. Tell me what it is and why is it important. Then on the next slide, there is a chart you'll need to complete. You'll need to open a Word document to complete this. Let's take a look at that. Okay, it says number 7 assignment. This is actually, I believe, the assignment number 6. Complete this chart below using notes from the video, reading passage, and PowerPoint presentation. Complete the chart. Okay, so nucleus. Is that going to be in the plant or animal cell or both? It's in both. What does the nucleus do? It directs all cell activity and stores genetic information. They've got a picture of it here and reminds you of, okay, we talked about how a eukaryotic cell is kind of like a factory. The nucleus is kind of like the boss of the factory, making all the executive decisions and is responsible for everything that goes on within that cell. So move on down. Ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, chloroplast. Chloroplast. Is this found in a plant cell, an animal cell, or is it in both? Okay, you're going to look down through all these and use the information on the previous videos to go and resources to answer these questions. Please create this in a Word document and you can submit it to the day 3 submission box or drop box in Schoology. Thank you very much. I know that some of you are having a hard time. Schoology seems to be having a little bit of a difficulty with keeping up with all of the work that everybody's doing. So keep plugging away, keep trying. If you can't get into it right now, try it back a little bit later, see if you can get back in. Just Manatee County alone, we've got 45,000 students trying to get on this thing all at once today. So it's going to be kind of crazy out there. So, but there's kind of a learning curve to it, and we're all kind of learning through this together. So good luck. Again, if you have any questions, please contact me at my email, scosi@manateeschools.net, and look forward to hearing from you.